You ever feel kind of grumpy and you just have no idea why? Well, what if I told you the secret to your mood isn't really in your head, but it's actually in your stomach? We're going to uncover this really cool, secret connection between the food you eat and how you feel. Okay, so let's meet Peter. He just woke up and he's feeling, well, kind of off. You know that feeling. He's dragging his feet, can't really crack a smile, and everything just feels blah. He's pretty sure he's just in a bad mood, but trust me, the real reason is something he would never guess.
Yeah, his whole day is just a mess. At school, he can't focus on anything. He's being kind of grumpy with his friends, and later, when it's time to play his favorite game, he's just not into it. It really feels like this little dark cloud is following him around, and he just can't shake it off.
So what is going on here? You might think maybe he had a bad dream or something weird happened at school, but nope. What if the real culprit, the source of this whole bad mood, is actually hiding in his belly?
Okay, to figure this out, we have to go on a little trip, deep inside Peter's gut. We're going to meet the trillions of tiny little creatures that live there. They're called gut microbes.
So, what are gut microbes? Well, you can just call them bugs. They're basically these tiny little helpers living inside you. Think of them like a giant team of microscopic roommates. Their main job is to help break down your food and send messages all over your body to keep everything, especially your brain, running just right.
And when I say a giant team, I mean it. We are talking about a lot of them, like around 100 trillion of these microbes inside you right now. Get this, that's more than all the stars in our entire galaxy. It's like a massive, bustling city of bugs living in your belly. Wow.
But here's the catch. Not all of these little helpers are on the same side. It's kind of like a superhero movie going on inside you. You've got the good guys and you've got the bad guys, and they are in a constant battle for who gets to be in charge.
So first up, you've got the good bugs. These guys absolutely love healthy foods. Think fruits, veggies, all that good stuff. And when you eat those things, you're feeding them. They get stronger, multiply, and send these awesome happy signals to your brain that make you feel energetic and, well, happy. But then you have the bad bugs, oh yeah, and they love, sugar and junk food. When they get that stuff, they have a giant party and send out a flood of grumpy signals, which, you guessed it, make you feel tired and moody.
And that brings us right back to Peter, right? If he's feeling so crummy, it must be because his belly is full of those grumpy bugs. So, what did he eat? Let's be detectives and check out what he had for food yesterday.
Okay, let's see. For breakfast, sugary cereal. For lunch, chicken nuggets and fries. He had a soda with that, and then for a snack, a whole bar of chocolate. Are you seeing a pattern here? Oh yeah, Peter was basically throwing a massive all-you-can-eat buffet for the bad bugs, and they loved it. They got super strong, multiplied like crazy, and just took over his entire gut. The poor good bugs didn't stand a chance. They were totally outnumbered.
But wait, how did those grumpy signals from the bad bugs even get from his belly all the way up to his brain? Well, it turns out there's a direct connection, like a superhighway that links the two.
Yep, you heard that right, a superhighway. Your gut and your brain are physically connected by this huge nerve. It's called the vagus nerve, and it acts just like an information highway, letting your belly send messages straight up to your brain. But here's what's really wild. This highway isn't a 50-50 street. Check this out. A huge 80% of the messages travel from the gut up to the brain. Only about 20% go the other way, from the brain down. So what does that mean? It means your gut does most of the talking, and your brain, it does most of the listening.
So, back to Peter. Right now, his belly is completely run by those bad bugs, and they are sending a traffic jam of grumpy signals straight up that highway to his brain. All his brain is doing is getting these messages. Feel tired, can't focus, be grumpy. And that's exactly what's creating that dark cloud over his day.
But here's the really good news. This isn't permanent at all. Peter can totally change how he feels just by changing who's in charge inside his gut. And that's his new mission. And it can be your mission too. It's simple. Feed your good bugs.
The whole strategy is actually super simple, but it's really powerful. To win the battle that's happening in your belly, you have to do two things. Feed your good bugs and starve the bad ones. That's it. It's all about shifting the power back to the good guys.
So how do you do that? Well, there are 3 main rules to help your good bugs win. Rule number 1, eat a rainbow. Rule 2,
Try some super helper foods. And rule 3, avoid all that junk food that the bad bugs are obsessed with. All right, rule number 1, eat a rainbow. And no, I don't mean candy. I mean eating fruits and vegetables with lots of different colors. Things like red berries, green broccoli, orange carrots, even purple cabbage. Here's why. Different types of good bugs like to eat different colored plants. So the more colors you have on your plate, the more kinds of good guy helpers you're feeding.
Okay, rule number 2 is to try some super helper foods. You can think of these as reinforcements you can send into battle. I'm talking about fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, or kimchi. These foods are literally packed with live good bugs. Eating them is like sending a whole new army of good guys to the front lines to help your team win.
So Peter learned all this stuff and was like, okay, I can do this. He decided to take on the mission. For a whole week, he totally changed what he was eating, focusing on one thing, feeding the good guys. And check out his new diet. For breakfast, he's got yogurt with a ton of colorful berries. For lunch, a sandwich on whole grain bread, loaded with veggies. His snack is a handful of nuts. And for dinner, chicken with bright green broccoli and brown rice. I mean, what a difference, right? He is totally crushing all 3 rules.
So what happened? The result was amazing. The good bugs in his belly are winning. They've totally taken back control, and now they're sending a nonstop stream of happy signals up to his brain. Peter feels incredible. He's got energy, he can focus again, and he is so ready to play. That grumpy cloud? Totally gone.
So there you have it. The connection is super clear, right? What you eat literally feeds the tiny bugs inside your gut, and those bugs have a huge say in how you feel every single day. The power to change your mood? It's right there in your plate. So that leaves just one last question for you. What's the first thing you're going to do to feed your good bugs today?